Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Pat Brock, and we are here on the campus of the Trinity Crusaders. And we've got Coach Robbie Foskey, the head coach of the men's basketball team with us. How are you, Coach?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well. Good to see you.
It's good to see you.
You know, we've been talking off camera, and you've been kind of telling us a little bit about where you started off. Tell us about that.
Well, I was born and raised in Lawrence County. Actually went to high school at East Lawrence.
Go
on the
Falcons.
east side of the county.
Right.
Played basketball, baseball over there. Graduated and went to Georgia Tech. Graduated from Georgia Tech a few years ago. Worked in Atlanta for a few years before moving back, and worked in a different industry.
Right.
Until I was approached about coming on board here full time, and I've always had a passion for basketball, so accepted that, and I've been here this is my 5th year.
Your 5th year.
Yes.
And you know, transitioning like the way you have, and the fact that you're an athlete yourself anyway. And so being a coach, being an athlete, how is it for you when you see those players out there? Is it reminiscent of yourself when you played?
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
the hardest part of it is not being able to get on the floor and
Do it yourself.
do it
for
myself.
them.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
sure.
right, right.
You know,
Yeah.
that's difficult, but it is. I've always had a passion for this sport.
Right.
But I guess one thing that I did not anticipate was the relationship with those young men that you bond.
Yeah.
So I've really enjoyed that part of what I do.
And you know, it's a special relationship between the player and the coach, because that is always something that they'll take with them. And you know, just having the opportunity to meet other coaches here in the area and talking about that connection.
Right.
It's very universal.
Absolutely.
For you all.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And tell us about your family.
I'm married to Priscilla Foskey, formerly Tucker. Her family moved in this area in the early 90s. We have 2 children. Leah, who is 13 in the 8th grade.
Right.
She'll be a high schooler next year.
I know.
And Will, who is 8. He's in the 3rd grade.
Yeah.
And they both attend Trinity.
Wonderful. So it's kind of a family thing here.
It is.
All right. And so let's talk about this family team that you have.
Okay.
Speak about how this season has been going for you.
We've had some ups and downs. We set expectations to start the year, and you know, we're not quite where we want to be.
Yeah.
But we have some time left. We have 2 weeks left in the regular season before we get to the region tournament. And we hope things will come together like we want to going into the region tournament.
And what have you seen different in the team from last year as opposed to this year? You know, you kind of like at the end of the season, you do a little bit of an after-action review. You know, you lose some players, you gain some. What has changed? What's different with the team now?
Well, we're a little older. Although we only have 1 senior, and he's actually a transfer that moved back to this area. He was gone last year but moved back. I have 8 juniors, 7 of which who played for me last year as sophomores, and a lot of those guys pulled a lot of minutes last year. So we're a little older, a little more experienced.
Right.
Just trying to get it all put together.
And what things do you focus most on as a coach when you're out practicing, when you're working on certain things? What do you tend to work on the most?
Well, fundamentals, I guess, is the main thing. But the guys will laugh at me if they hear me say this, but I'm a John Wooden fan, and one of his famous sayings is he has a lot. He's probably one of the best coaches of all time of any sport. But he says little things make big things happen. So we talk about the little things a lot.
Yeah, and that's important.
It is.
Absolutely. And you know, and your style of coaching, you know, do you find you know, you have some coaches that are more aggressive. You have some that are more laid back. What style do you have as a coach? I'm
more laid back than not, but probably a mixture.
Yeah.
Yeah, my high school coach, he was all over you every day.
Yeah, I remember. I had coaches like that.
Yes, but I'm not that kind of coach. I'm more laid back. I would like to consider myself a teacher. But if the situation calls for it, we do have to amp it up a little bit.
You do. You're like the quiet storm.
For the most part, yeah.
I was, you know, just reminiscing a little bit when I was in college playing basketball. I had a coach that was very, very aggressive, and I found an old letter from 1988 that I had written home and my sister was writing me back, and she said, "Listen, I'll be praying for you about your coach." And you know, that's just so funny because, you know, the impact that a coach has on a player and what sticks with them and what works best for them.
Right. That's exactly right. You're right.
And so you've got several juniors here.
I do.
And so we're going to get to talk to them in just a little bit then, right?
Yes, ma'am. That sounds great.
All right. It's a pleasure meeting you, Coach.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Coach Robbie Foskey, the head coach of the Trinity Crusaders. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it's your opportunity to meet the Crusaders, and we've got two very tall young men here with us, and we're going to start with our left. How are you?
I'm fabulous.
Very good. Talk to us, if you would.
My name's Jack. I go to Trinity, obviously, and I'm a junior here. I play football, basketball, and I run track, and I'm part of the Beta Club here.
Very good. And tell us who your parents are, Jack.
Michael and Candy Ferris.
Michael and Candy Ferris. And so basketball, I would like to guess what your position is, and I'm quite sure it's not point guard.
No, ma'am. Not really not my strength.
All right. And how long have you been playing basketball?
I started in the elementary school with our upward, I started with the Future Stars program, but I was also part of Upward, which is the younger kids program, but I progressed through the middle school, and now I'm in the high school.
Very good. And you know, when you're talking about your progression, Jack, how do you see yourself as a player and how much you've changed starting out in the 8th grade?
I've changed a lot. I was pretty tall in middle school, so it was kind of awkward for me, but eventually I got used to my length, and that improved a lot.
Very good, very good. All right, now your turn, sir.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us.
My name is Austin Watson, and
now, Austin, you're a senior, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're the only senior.
Only senior this year.
Only senior.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now, Austin, tell us about your family and tell us about other sports that you play and things you're involved in.
My parents are Shanna Harp and Bill Watson, and I play also baseball and track, and I play basketball too.
So, wow, triple threat.
Yes,
This
ma'am.
triple threat. Are you involved in any clubs or anything outside?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and so what position are you playing?
It's a back and forth to forward and shooting guard. Since these past few years, I've played strictly forward, but I've got up to the three-point line now. So.
Nice, nice. So that means you're very talented in several areas.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know, I was talking to the coach, you know, about you all are kind of like a family, and we've been hearing that a lot. Since you've been playing since the 8th grade and you yourself have been playing for quite some time,
yes, ma'am.
What is it about you all that makes you all feel as though you're a family?
I feel because we're very strong in the junior class this year. Austin's our only senior. He is a great leader, but all the juniors that have played well, we've played for a while together, so I feel like we mesh well. We know we can kind of predict what each other's going to do, so that helps a lot on court.
Absolutely, and the fact that you all have been playing together for a while, that helps you in that trust factor, in trusting one another. What about you, the Lone Ranger?
Well, we play pretty much as a family, just because we have such good chemistry. We play together. And we have depth on the bench just in case anybody gets hurt or something. We have, like, Will Clardy's out right now because his ankle injury.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
we've been hearing a lot about different injuries throughout the county, you know, and so that's something where you do have to be able to compensate for when you have someone out. And so let's ask you this, guys. Now, Coach Foskey's been talking about his style of coaching. How is it for you both in playing under him?
I think it's pretty fun. We always have energetic practices. That's one thing he stresses is got to be talkative, got to be clapping, got to be always helping each other up if somebody gets down. So it keeps us up during practice and makes it not really boring.
Kind of help keep the momentum going.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what about you?
he has something called spirit or conditioning.
What is that?
Well, if you're not loud in practice, then you're running the whole practice. So.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
So you guys have to be able to talk and communicate.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know, that's good because I think that I was always taught that, to make sure that you're really being energetic and that you're communicating with one another, because I think that helps with the continuity of the team.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now you're a senior.
Yes, ma'am.
What are your plans after high school?
I plan on going to GMC, and I don't know what I'm going into yet, but that's where I want to go.
It's a great school, the
Yes,
Bulldogs.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and so that means next year you're going to be stepping up even further. You think you're ready for it?
I think I am.
Okay. All right, we'll look forward to seeing you there.
All right, thank you.
Okay, pleasure meeting you both.
Join Piggly Wiggly in the celebration of our 100th anniversary, and the celebration is spreading throughout our community with a renewed pride in our hometown grocer, Piggly Wiggly. 100 years of great product and great customer service. Piggly Wiggly is where you'll find everything from the freshest in produce to 100% certified Angus beef, the only certified Angus beef dealer in Lawrence County. Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street. Thanks for joining us in our 100th anniversary celebration.
So here's the kitchen. This is perfect.
Wait, this house uses just electric?
Yeah.
That'll never work. How can we expect to cook under these conditions?
So what do you think? think this is a wonderful house to raise our family in.
It is natural gas though, right?
It's kind of all electric.
Natural gas sells homes, so choose natural gas.
Brought to you by the City of Dublin.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it's your opportunity to meet some more of the young men of the Crusaders, and we'll start with you to the right. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing very well. Your face looks familiar.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Talk to us. Tell us.
My dad actually did some of your games back in high school, I believe, and
fantastic.
He covered a lot of your games.
So talented. All right, now talk to us about yourself, if you would.
My name is Alex Cook. I've been going to Trinity since the 9th grade, and I've played basketball for about 3 years now. I also participate on the golf team, which Coach Foskey is the coach of.
Very good.
And I participate in Beta Club and also the Lawrence Youth Leadership.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you're very academically sound as well as athletic.
Yes, ma'am.
Must run in the family.
Yes, ma'am.
And tell us about things that you're doing outside of school.
Well, like some hobbies.
Yeah.
I like to hunt, and me and my friend actually like to shoot skeet.
I should have known that you two were good friends, just
Yes,
the way
ma'am.
you're interacting
Yes,
with
ma'am.
one another. All right, sir, talk to us.
My name's JB Gay. I've been going to Trinity Christian School my whole life. I've been playing basketball since the 6th grade.
Right.
I also run track. I'm in the Beta Club. And other than that, not much.
Not much. Well, let's say this. Now, you say that you've been friends for quite some time. Do you find that being athletes and the way you play together, does that help you build friendships?
It does. We play, here at Trinity, we play a lot of sports together, so we spend so much time together. We get to become really good friends.
And that's good. And, there's so many juniors on this squad, and so you guys have been playing together for so long. Tell us what things, when you talk about pros and cons about yourself, what are some good things about you as an athlete, and what are some of the things that you're having to work on?
Well, I try to be as optimistic as possible whenever we're playing, if we're down, if we're up, and just trying to help everybody keep a good attitude. I think what I need to work on is being able to see everyone else on the court and remember it's not just about me. And just trying to get the ball around to everybody.
And what position are you?
I'm a wing.
A wing.
Yes,
very
ma'am.
good. You got a good shoot? Got a
Yes,
good
ma'am.
shot? Very good. And so tell us about you, some of the things that you are really good at and things that you're definitely having to work on.
I like to score the basketball, and probably need to work on defense a little more. That's probably Coach's favorite thing is defense.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's one of my favorite things.
we always need to work on that because sometimes don't give a
You're right.
100% effort.
Yeah. And what position are you?
I play point guard a lot, and sometimes I have to even play post. So.
Yeah. And that's good that you're kind of versatile in that.
Yes, ma'am.
And so what has been the highlight for you all with this season that you can think of? What's been one of the highlights?
We started off region play really well. We beat Pinewood. I don't think we were expected to. I don't think anybody really expected us to come out and play the way we did. I think we had lost the game before that, and we just came in and played really hard and ended up getting the win.
That's good. And it always feels good to win. All right. What can you think about has been the highlight for you?
Just being with everybody on the team. It's always fun during basketball season just to hang out and play games. Like you said, got a big win against Pinewood early in region play.
Very good. And just seeing you guys just interact with each other, you would think you're brothers because you guys are cutting up just like your family. So that's good to see.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, good luck continue with the rest of this season. And, of course, we look forward to seeing what you're doing next year as well.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, we've got two more young men with us, and we're getting ready to talk with them. Hey, sir, how are you?
Doing good. How about you?
Very well. All right, this is your floor. Talk to us. Tell us about yourself.
My name's Tyler Hester. I'm the son of Ray Hester. I play soccer and basketball. I am involved at the youth at First Baptist Church.
Very good. Now, if you had to pick a main sport, which one would it be?
Probably be soccer.
Soccer.
Unfortunately.
Well, why would you say that? That's a great sport. My daughter's been playing for 14 years, so that's a great sport. What position are you in soccer?
I'm a forward/midfielder.
Okay, and what about here in basketball?
I am a guard/point guard.
Very good. Number 1 and number 2. All right, sir, talk to us.
My name is Whit Mason. My parents are Jay and Jay Mason, and I have been playing basketball for probably around 6 or 7 years, just from 5th grade up.
Right.
And I play baseball, football, and basketball.
Wow, so many different sports.
Yes, ma'am.
Which one is your number 1?
I'd probably have to say football.
Football?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
position are you in football?
Quarterback.
quarterback. You make things happen.
I try to.
Just like the point guard would in basketball. And in your experience, guys, as an athlete, what values have you learned from that in being able to participate in so many different sports?
It's definitely different. I mean, most people at different schools, they're more experienced in one sport and one sport only.
Right.
At Trinity, we have a variety of athletes who can play different sports and are very good at all of them. And it's fun. I mean, be able to do more than one sport.
And that's good, and to be able to be good in more than one sport. All right, what about you?
I say what Tyler said. It's fun to play all three sports, and also you get to learn leadership from different different sports. Also, they might not be so many juniors in one sport, but then you have to lead in this other one, and it's just fun to.
You know, when I look back on my high school years, my junior year was fantastic. I mean, there were so many different things I was able to be involved in, and having not been a senior at that time, but I was still learning so many different leadership skills. And so tell us about this team. I mean, we've been hearing that you all are like a family. What makes you guys think that's so?
Well, we bond. Again, we all play different sports, and most of us play the same sport, but in different sports.
Right.
And it's able to communicate very easily with each other because we've grown up with each other since elementary.
Yeah.
It's easy to know what we're going to do.
You're right.
And predict each other.
That's right. Now, how well do you handle a loss?
It's hard. This whole team's very, very competitive. So losses aren't our favorite, of course.
Right.
So I think we really strive to do better in practice, especially defense. We got to work on defense. That's the main thing. Defense wins games. And mental toughness is like one of my issues. Like I can get down as easily as I can.
Right. Yeah. And and that's true. And that's something that you know, as you grow, as you mature, and as you learn, that's what it takes. It takes that time to be able to learn mentally how to handle different things. And what about you?
I'd say we've been together for so long. It's just we all know each other, what we're going to do, like predict each other. And just since we're in the classroom together, all of us have the same classes, so we're always in there acting up and stuff. But I mean, we still have fun together, and we're still a leadership, and we're still doing what we're supposed to do. And
that's so important. So you both you're student athletes.
Yes,
ma'am. And it's important to push academics. How important is it to you to make sure that you're academically sound as well as being a good athlete?
It's very important. You can't, if you are able to pursue the next level, you have to be able to make the right grades. And if you don't have the right grades, you're not able to do whatever you want.
You're exactly right. And what message would you give to athletes out there, not just at Trinity, but athletes in general, just to kind of encourage them, because you're playing so many different sports and you're doing well in all these different sports. So what message can you give to encourage students out there to keep pushing?
I say just have fun and just play. I mean, if you can, play as many sports as you can, but still, when you're in the classroom, do what you need to do. I know in my family, academics is number one. So it definitely should be number one in your life. And then, but yeah, just have fun and do whatever you can.
Right, and you guys seem to be having fun and doing well doing that. All right, pleasure to meet you both.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. We're just having a wonderful time today, getting the opportunity to meet the men here for the Crusaders. And of course, reading the back of their picture, it says family right there. And that's what we've been talking about, is you guys are like a family. And so we've got two more young men with us. You ready to start us off?
Yes, ma'am.
Talk to us.
My name is Garrett Garnto. My parents are Brian and Nikki Garnto. I'm a junior at Trinity Christian School, and I play basketball and soccer.
Very good. A dual athlete as well. Which would be considered your main sport?
Most likely soccer.
Soccer. And what position are you?
I am every position.
Nice. That's impressive. All right, your turn, sir.
My name is Gabriel Meadows. I'm a junior at Trinity, and I play football, basketball, track, and soccer.
Now, you just called out 4 sports.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Which one is your main sport?
Football.
Football. What position?
Corner and running back.
Very good. Now, listen, just talking to your peers here and finding out a lot of you are dual and triple and quadruple athletes. And tell us, how do you balance everything? How do you balance your schedule?
Well, I mean, most of the sports that we play are in different seasons, so we can kind of cycle it out between seasons.
But do you ever have a time of rest?
No, ma'am.
No time of rest. And so when you do have an off time to where you're able to just do something outside of sports, what do you like to do?
Most of the time, just hang around my family and my friends and get some rest whenever I do.
Now, tell us about your family. Do you have any siblings?
One brother and one sister, both younger.
Both younger, so you're the big brother.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And what about you? How do you balance all of these different sports? Of course, some of them are, of course, different seasons, but how do you find that free time, and how do you keep everything together, and then, of course, keep your academics where they need to be?
Well, usually whenever we go to soccer practice, you don't have time to run, but we do run at soccer, but you have to run it on and off whenever you don't have, or whenever you have time. You have to run by yourself, which is kind of lonely, but it's okay, I guess.
Right. And do you ever have free time?
An hour or two at night after homework.
And what do you do?
I try and relax and sleep.
Relax and sleep, that's right. And what lessons, guys, have you learned in playing all these different sports and making the bonds and connections that you've made so far?
Well, I'm actually new to the school, so I found out that the school is very accepting of anybody, and it was real cool coming into a new surrounding and meeting new people.
Where did you come in from?
West Lawrence.
All right, very good. So a Raider to a Crusader.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Okay, and so you've been here your whole life, have you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so what has your experience been like here at Trinity?
It's been pretty good. I mean, I've seen kids from other schools, and they are saying that their school is a lot better than ours, but I don't believe that. I think Trinity has such a great environment here.
And you know, and that's a lot to be said, because you know, having visited so many different schools, and people are having great experiences at their school, and of course that takes nothing away from the other. So it's great that your experience has been good, and you've transitioned well.
Yes, ma'am. I love it here.
All right. So if you had to do an assessment of how this season has gone, what would be your assessment?
I mean, we've had our ups and downs, but in all, I feel like our bonds have grown really well, and that we're a sound team, and we can only get better from here.
That's right, and it's nothing like a sound team. If you can think about where you started out and where you are now, what improvements have you seen?
We've improved on offense a whole lot more. We've slowed down the pace on offense so we can go and score instead of throwing up quick shots. And
right. You got to be able to play smart.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I was a point guard and shooting guard, and of course it wasn't until my senior year that there was even a three-point line. Do you guys like to shoot a lot of three-pointers here?
I think that might be the only thing that I can confidently shoot with my size.
Right. What about you?
Nah, I don't shoot.
No.
We
just leave it to this one right here?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and leave it to me.
Yes, ma'am.
30 years ago. Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you.